Hello, this is the Hilarious Disappointment. You're listening to the podcast. My name is Chris Wilson. I'm here with Curtis. Say hello.
Hello there.
All right, let's get ready into the show.
All right, here we go.
We got an interesting one here for you guys. Let's talk for a minute about flat fucking earthers.
Oh, the special breed of the human race.
Oh, what a breed that they are, too. Because it's like, yes, I'm just waiting for the movie Flat Earth to the Edge and Back. And you know who's gonna star in?
Logan Paul.
Exactly. Oh god. And a lot of this started because I was at school the other day and fucking they had their little thing in the hallway, these flat earthers, and it was consisted of a retard, a high school dropout who just hung around for some fucking reason, a pothead, a conspiracy theorist, and some fucking person.
Who is the dropout?
It was some chick. I don't even fucking know her. I don't want to know people like that. That's the thing. So it's and I sat there and discussed it with him, and weirdly enough, it was the whole thing. It was, just the guy was the conspiracy. It was the same people that thought 9/11 was fucking Bush.
I mean, that's way more likely than the Earth being flat.
Shit. Even the Bible where it says you can have slaves, rape women and make them your wives, kill the children, or how God sent bears to maul 42 boys for acting like boys and calling a man bald. We can believe all of this, but even the Bible said that the Earth was round. Explain this one to me.
What do you mean explain this one? Okay, here we go. I'm gonna pretend to be on the side of the flat Earth. So, the Earth is flat.
Oh, really? Okay.
But it's not just flat.
Okay.
It's a triangle. So you have the flat part on the bottom. Then if you turn it, you have another flat part because that part's the bottom, but it's not the real bottom because it's just turned. So, the way the triangle goes is at the bottom, you have America and China because they're in the same place. You don't know geography like I do. Okay, and then on the two sides, you have Africa, and then on the other side, you have Alaska. And that's the whole Earth right there. That's it. Europe, Asia, lies. Australia, lies.
Why is it when you talk about that, I just think of some fucking fat guy in like an open button short sleeve dress shirt in a fucking Kelsey somewhere salivating over a goddamn steak.
Jesus.
Well, he's got some fucking drag queen kingpin looking ass fucking sitting across from him. Probably paid for her too. But
Have you ever spoken to someone who's actually thought the Earth was flat? Not just like went along with a trend, but they actually think it.
Yeah, that's what this whole podcast was about.
I have.
That's the thing too, is a lot of them I notice are either one of three things. One, mentally ill. 3, religious. Or 4, or no, not 4.
What?
3.
Wait
3.
a minute. 1, 3, 4. 2 doesn't exist.
I apologize.
Just like the Earth being round.
God fucking damn it. I'm coming out of the closet, ladies and gentlemen. The Earth is flat. And the flying spaghetti monster is real. We don't have a holy Bible or a Grail. We have the almighty colander, okay? And then, for the meatballs, we have the sacred pan of forgiveness, and we put it to the oven of kindness, okay? I am not funny, because I'm talking straight out of my ass.
That is a real religion, okay? That is real. That is the only real religion, because that is real. The only thing that is more real than that is the Earth being a triangle.
Triangle. But I love the difference to it, because it's mental illness. And I've got nothing on mental illness, right? Because, to be fair...
There's a mentally ill person downstairs. We hate the rest of them, but he's fine.
There you go, yeah. But, when it comes to that, it's just... just like I talked about my last podcast, things have become so bloody accepted nowadays, and everyone's so afraid to say anything, that retardation is now expressed and paraded. We can't correct anyone now, and that's why we have so many fucking flat earthers coming around, and that's why now, if you go on Twitter, you could find the Flat Mars Society. This is a thing.
What's that?
Flat Mars.
flat Mars.
Yes, there's flat Earth, and now we have a flat Mars
We
society.
can see that, though.
Yeah. We can see it with the human eye, and it's flat.
The one thing I don't get is that if the Earth is flat, which, you know, I'm not saying fact it's not, because we don't know. It could be flat as fuck. I don't know. I'm just smart enough to not think that. You know why? Because I can see the fucking moon. Is the moon flat, Chris? Does it look fucking flat?
No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't.
No, it doesn't. So if that's round, why is the Earth flat? If Mars is round, why is the Earth? Why is everything else round except Earth?
Because it's a hologram, Curtis.
Fuck.
Don't you know this? Google it. Do your research.
I've never heard of that one.
Ah, fuck. Yeah, that's. It's about as bad as hearing like a priest saying about dinosaur bones. They're put there to test our faith in God.
Jeez, fucking Christ.
Really,
Speaking of which, this is a great transition into religion, because religion, so I'm just going to put this out here on the table right now. I am an atheist.
Thank you.
You are the same.
Thank you, yes.
I think I think you're the only person I'm friends with that's an atheist, but I don't have many friends.
The world hates us, we hate the world, it's cool.
My girlfriend is agnostic.
Yeah.
And, which, you know, it's better than religion. I don't know what else to say.
Yeah.
Because religion is special. Yeah. Like, I don't know. The one thing I don't get is, because even if there was a God, how do we know that that's what God wants? Because God didn't write that book, did he?
Well, from what priests have told me, and I've actually had an interesting study on it, it was priests and other religious people have told me that through the writers, and they're not even, some of them aren't even smart people, some of them were just fucking dirt farmers, others were doctors. But they were all influenced by God. God influenced, touched them, took their hand, and wrote it with their influence. So basically God wrote it, it was just through someone else's hand.
Were they Catholic?
I don't know 100%.
Well, if they were Catholic, God definitely touched them, but not when they were adults.
I mean... God damn it. But I love some of the points that they try to make in the Bible, because I've asked people to try saying other than like dinosaur bones, or just saying, hey, God created the earth. You know, I tried asking people like, what is proof that God actually knows about the earth? And they went back to the Old Testament, and they ended up trying to tell me that before the Black Death, there were written instructions about how to quarantine. Yet that was known for hundreds of years. Think about this. Okay. Since the dawn of fucking man and sex, we have known that if something's not right with someone, and you go near them, and something happens to you, natural selection usually dictates, hey, let's not do that. Let's not go near that shit. So quarantine has been known since, like, the dawn of fucking man and disease.
I got a good question for you.
Sure. Baby.
So, out of all religions, which one has won, do you think? Because I know which one's won. Which one has won? Which one is the dominant religion of all religions around the world?
Christianity or Catholic?
It's Christianity.
Yeah.
What year is it, Chris?
It's 2019. Yeah.
The entire race is counting.
Yeah.
What did that number come from?
Yeah.
They won.
Yeah.
Like, it's ridiculous.
Exactly.
Because it's bullshit.
Yeah.
The one thing I don't like Christianity and Catholicism, I think, is the word.
I think so. I think that's how you pronounce it.
I don't even care.
Yeah, it's just...
Retardism. We'll go with that.
Perfect.
So, by the way, if you're religious out there,
I don't give a fuck.
Fuck you.
No. Don't give a fuck.
If you
don't like it, don't listen to the podcast.
If you're religious, just mute it and let it play all the way through for watch time. Thank you. Or
just leave.
If you want the real side, let us convince you of reality.
Because I think a perfect way to talk about Christianity and the bullshit of it is cherry picking. That's one of the best fucking things.
That's a more Catholic though.
No, that's Christianity more than anything.
I
Christians
don't really
are worse
know
for it.
the difference between Christianity and Catholicism.
See, Catholicism is they follow theirs a lot more strictly, and they have a much better church hierarchy. Christianity, it's just full of dumbasses because it's cherry picked through society. Because now again, through our thing, everything is accepted now, especially religion. So all the homophobia and sexism and racism that comes from the Bible is now just accepted. And I talked about that in the last podcast too. But then when you ask people about certain things, like you go into Exodus and shit, when the king of Egypt was there and he was ruling the pharaoh, he sat there and said, if any boys are born, murder them. And if any girls are born, keep them. And when the boys lived, and then he found out about it, he said, go murder all the boys of the Nile. Okay? Or when a bunch like 40-something kids, right? They all went to this guy's house. I forget his name now, and they called him Baldy. And they said, come out here, Baldy. And so God, and all his loving creation, loving everybody, sent 2 bears to maul all the children for acting like boys. Or, let's remember the part where God, who loves everybody and created everyone equal, gave instructions on how to keep your slaves, how to punish and kill them without getting in trouble, and how to take them. Or that you can rape women, but then they must come as your wife after you've raped them.
That's the only way to do it.
Or like when Moses stayed with the one guy, because Moses respected him enough to stay with him, he gave him Moses his fucking daughter.
Who knows? I don't
And that shit. Or here, get this. If your children or daughters disrespect you enough or challenge the father, they are to be taken to the edge of town and stoned to death. Stoned. Or
I mean, that's not...
Or gays getting stoned to death. Or women who have committed adultery get stoned to death. Or, I love this one. If you go to another nation, you must conquer it.
That's the best.
You must kill all the men, enslave the women and rape them, and kill the children. Now, in all of this,
let's be
now
real.
Listen, you can do all of this and be a genocidal maniac and still go to heaven. But, if you eat shellfish, you're going to hell.
So realistically...
Think about that for a second. You can kill, enslave, rape, stone children.
What religion was Germany in World War II?
Yeah,
They seem to be following that Bible pretty well right there.
Yeah, I fucking know. Yeah.
I don't know if they eat shellfish, but they eat some weird shit out in Germany.
Yeah, but like I know pork is something against the Bible, but big one is shellfish. If you eat shellfish, you're going to hell.
Pork isn't against in the Bible, isn't it?
I think so. Or no, is it the Quran?
That's Muslim.
Yeah, it's Quran.
Yeah,
but
they
shellfish
can't eat
in the
pork.
Bible,
Poor
if you eat
bastards.
shellfish once, you're damned to hell. It doesn't matter what you do to redeem
I don't
yourself.
think I've ever had it. I'm
What?
good.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm going to death. I'm being in a hole or in a jar when I'm cremated.
Well, according to the Bible, I'm going to hell because I love seafood.
Haha.
Ha,
I like shrimp.
ha,
That's it.
Yeah.
And salmon.
Yeah, there you
You can't
go.
go wrong with salmon.
Yeah, and then
Unless it's cooked wrong.
yeah, but you ask these people about the Bible, and then they say this like, "Oh, I don't remember that happened," or "I love this." Tell me the verse. Yeah, because I'm gonna remember the thousands of fucking verses in the Old and New Testament to remember one goddamn line.
Just start
no.
carrying around a mini Bible. Okay, let's do it.
No, that's what I did in my e-reader. Every time I found something fucked up, I highlighted it, so I have an extra little book full of highlights, dated, paged, and where the fuck it is, plus the quote. Now they can't say shit.
Dave used to do that kind of shit.
Yeah.
But Dave took it to the extreme. You met Dave, right?
I
The
think
guy I used to work with.
Yeah.
The really injured guy. He was like hardcore atheism all the way.
Oh, yeah.
And the weird thing was, normally when you find someone who's really hardcore atheist, they're like, they check off all the marks. You know what I mean? Because like with me, I don't like feminism. I don't like the new feminism, at least.
See, I enjoy feminism as the equality type of feminism, where everyone's equal. Not this whole hate
equal.
men because you're
This
white
isn't
and have a
about being
penis.
equal.
Yeah.
That's not what this is about anymore.
Yeah.
Who gives a flying fuck? This is now about...
And that's
let me
ruined the
give you
whole
an-
school
let me give
system,
you
but
an
we'll get that to
example.
later.
If we're having a talk, like
Yeah.
a discussion, and a black girl comes up to me and says, "Shut up, you're a white man, you don't get to talk," that's fine. If I walk up to her and go, "Shut up, you're a black woman, you don't get to fucking talk," how's that gonna look?
You're evil, apparently.
I'm a sack of shit.
And I love how it's so double standard. Because get this, guys. Get this. I'm gonna get really close to the mic for this one. Black people can be racist too.
And they're more.
No, half the time. And and I love how people focus on the white killing black people when black people kill more white people and black people statistically kill more of their own black people. More so than usual. But we focus on the few. And that's not to say that it's less disgusting, because I will not justify murder, right? Or any kind of race involved. But there's so many statistics involving that. And then again with the Bible now, you gotta think, any atheist you've ever met, how many of them are racists?
None?
Yeah.
I don't think. I
But
don't know.
any racist you've ever met, what are they religious?
That doesn't... What? Any atheist I've ever met, are they religious?
No, because here's the thing. No, because here's the thing. Atheism, and a lot of it, you learn that there is no God, and that everyone is just equal. So you learn that. But when you're religious, I found every religious person I've ever met is racist or homophobic in some way because that's what they've been preached to their entire lives. It's somewhat their fault, but it's also not because that's what they've been preached.
It's in what they learned, you know.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like in the Bible, it says about hating gay people.
Stone them to death.
So therefore, they're like you'll never see. This is the best example. Back in like the Dark Ages and shit, you would see in the name of Jesus and kill someone.
Yeah.
You ever heard an atheist go in the name of nothing and just start swinging a sword?
No.
because
Atheists will
we're
just
not-
swing a sword because they want to swing a sword.
Like atheists aren't taught to hate someone driven by anything because there's no Bible on atheism.
Yeah. And that's why I loved the idea of the Crusades. Yes, let's go, kill all the men, rape the women, and steal everything. Get this, for the name of God.
I mean, I think
They did it in the name of God.
just an excuse.
Well, I mean, apparently it started off as a good mission. They was just trying to get holy artifacts and like prevent the Holy Land from being taken. And then the greed got to them.
You know what I hate? A lot of the feminists are atheists.
Yeah.
I hate that.
You
No,
can't-
don't you bring that shit here.
Because then you're associated.
No, I refuse. I refuse.
Yeah.
I am not a feminist. I do not advocate that shit.
Just
I
not
love,
the feminazis, anyway.
I love the idea of equality between genders,
Yeah.
but we're there. We're past there now. Fuck. Because I mean, this pay gap shit is such horse shit, and
think
it's
about
been debunked so many times.
See, like, in the trades, it kind of does happen in the trades because that's just how the trades are. But if you think of any other job, it's due to hours and risky work. Because, I'm sorry, a woman working in an office is not going to get the same pay as a guy out in Afghanistan getting pinned down by a fucking sniper.
I mean,
It's not going to happen.
Unfortunately, it depends on the office.
Then again, yeah, if you're working on fucking Wall Street or some shit, you're making guap. But
You're making way more than that guy. The problem is that you have way more men working in higher paid jobs, and that's not because they're men.
that's just because
It's because they went for it.
Yeah. And a lot of women, they take less hours, less riskier work, and they have family things, so they can't always take those type of things.
Fuck, a lot of women just stay home.
Yeah.
I have never met a guy who's a stay-at-home dad.
I've
never
met one,
that.
and he's a complete cuck. But
mean-
that's not to say that women can't do the jobs. They very well can. It's just they don't.
I mean, I think there's jobs women can't do. I think there's jobs men can't do. I think that I think a job that a man shouldn't do, unless they're I don't know, I guess gay, or like super, you know that way gay. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Is like a really young kids teacher. Because I think women are just better with kids, 100%.
They're very more maternal. Very.
I think that when they're older, men are generally better at discipline. But when they're young, I don't know. I'm not with that.
Perfect way to transition into how the feminism in schools affects the school system.
Fuck.
Think about this for a second. Because it started off with, like, these older ladies, right? A lot of them
Yep.
still love their jobs, right?
Okay.
But some of these other women that were all nice before, like, oh, hi, how are you? You know, and bringing you in, and now all of a sudden, because of these young people, our generation, and I fucking hate our generation, is that they brought in this whole feminist idea, the feminazi idea, and that got brought into the school system because now the teachers are being trained to accept it because standards, and now these nice women are now all of a sudden feel like they're entitled and are extremely unfair and complete cunts now. And now they're hated by most of the men and most of the women that aren't, retarded, to put a better word. And they don't seem to get it. And it's like, you know the type. It's like those middle-aged white moms that are usually starting a scene in, like, the park or McDonald's or some shit. You know, the ones with the bowl cuts and shit?
The entitled fucking parent, yeah.
Or like the ones where it's like, you gave me one less packet of ketchup. Do you need your fucking money, bitch? Give me my fucking son's ketchup. He needs to go home and play Fortnite soon. I fucking hate entitled parents, honestly.
I think it's fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
You ever been on that fucking Reddit page and read some of that shit?
Oh,
So much of
yeah,
it is
it's
fake.
great.
So
Yeah,
much
a lot of
is
it is fake. There's a lot of shit that's
Because
fake.
the one thing that makes me so mad about that is, like, if you read 10 of the stories,
Yeah.
5 of them will be the exact same.
Yeah.
It's just different items.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, so one was true.
Yeah.
And everyone was like, that's a great idea.
Yeah. Exactly.
And then someone else, that's a great idea. And just, it was a great idea. Because it happened.
Yeah.
Did it happen to you?
No.
No. Shut up. fuck off.
Yeah, and then it's just those people that seem to think their children should just get everything because what? They're kids?
I mean,
It's their kid?
Children deserve the world. It's up to their parents to give it to them.
No, and I'm sorry. And if you get offended by this, I'm not sorry. We need to beat our fucking kids.
100%.
Like, whatever happened to that? And I don't mean, like, punch your kid in the fucking head, bash his head against the fucking drawers because he couldn't dry the dishes right. It's gonna fucking rust! No, don't do that. Don't be an animal.
I mean, there's
But, like,
differences.
a good old smack, you know? Like a belt, that's fine.
I mean,
I
think there's a difference.
Yeah.
I think it depends on what it is.
Yeah.
Because, the way I do shit with Lila is I give her a warning and then I give her a punishment. The trick is to threaten her with the punishment and give her that exact punishment.
Yeah.
If you threaten her that she will sit on her bed for the next hour with nothing to do, you do that.
Yeah.
Because that way, anytime she gets that, she will know that it could actually happen. If you do it once, you don't have to do it again.
Yeah.
Because the threat has meaning now. That's what parents are lacking is the willingness to go through with it.
Actually, no, they don't. The reason that it doesn't work nowadays is because the fucking threats are so fucking weak.
That's true.
And they will follow through. Like, what was it? I was in Niagara Falls in a hotel last weekend, and I was going to the water park, and we were in the elevator with some kid. He kept fucking, like, getting all over me and shit because he thought I don't know what the hell he was doing. And I got him off, so I was like, hey, space, please, right? Not being rude to the kid. He's, like, fucking 5, right?
Yeah.
And the other girl was, like, 8 or 9 or some shit, right? And the dad just kind of gave that, like, that useless mom stare. Like, hey, listen, okay? If you don't stop, you know what's gonna happen? And I'm saying, like, all right, time to discipline the kid,
I want
right?
to know what's going to happen.
I'm
Come on.
I'm like, time to discipline the kid, right? And he's like, when you get home, you'll have to wait an extra 15 minutes before you play Fortnite.
Are you fucking...
What?
Sir.
Like, and then the mom was just like, no, if you don't stop disturbing that poor guy, you're not going to use your phone in the car, and you're not going to play Fortnite at all. Right?
That's still not good.
It's still not good. And why does a fucking 5-year-old have a phone? Explain. That was my first question. That was my first question.
I don't think I got a phone until I was like 14, 15.
Shit,
and that's only... No, I was 16 when I got it.
Oh, I didn't even get my first actual, like, smart device until I was, like, 14.
I had to get it myself.
Yeah, there you go.
And then I bought my phone I have now. Well, I say I bought it. I got it for free. But I got it for free because of my phone plan. Not on a contract. You know.
Yeah.
There's
a whole discounts they have to keep you in your thing because you're not
Exactly.
contract bound. You're contract bound, they don't have to give you shit.
Pretty much.
Because you're
I'm
bound.
I'm not contract
But if
bound.
you're not contract bound, they want to keep you as a customer, so they'll offer you shit.
You know how ghetto that store is, though? Because my online thing doesn't work to pay. When
Yeah.
I go in there, this is how sad people are downtown.
Yeah.
I go in there, the guy's like, so you're here to pay a quarter of your bill? I'm like, no, I'm here to pay my whole bill.
Yeah.
It's due today. Why would I not?
Why would you just pay a quarter?
Why would I just pay a quarter? Oh, amazing. Do you want a sucker? We give suckers to the people that pay the whole thing. Are you fucking kidding me right now?
Bro, are you serious?
I'm serious.
Oh my
They offered me a sucker because
paying
I was
your phone
paying
bill.
my whole bill. Because
So,
I was
hey,
paying
look-
the whole $64.
It's like, oh my god, a person came in wanting to keep their credit score good and be a normal person.
It actually doesn't affect my credit score.
Suckers.
It doesn't even affect my credit score. I just pay it
Yeah.
because it's my fucking phone bill.
Yeah.
If you can't afford to pay your fucking phone bill,
Yeah.
don't get the fucking phone bill.
Yeah. Or just, don't have a phone.
Yeah, either or. I mean, the phone's free.
Yeah, shit.
I could stop at this phone bill right now and I'd keep the phone.
Yeah, true. But yeah. But yeah, it's just... And all of that, it's just because... and I hate how our generation been molded that way because it's these millennials that have kids way too early and have this weird feminist and religious and accept everything
do you think-
idealism put into them,
What do
and
you
then it gets
think
passed on to
started
this
all
kid.
this? What do you think started all this shit? Because everything got softer. School is no longer a you need to work anymore. It's just show up, fuck off.
Yeah,
That's all it is now. Like, there
it's-
was a guy, because I've already graduated high school, and there was a guy next to me. So when I was in high school, in grade 9, I failed a course. In grade 10, I failed a course. In grade 11, I failed a course.
Yeah.
So because of all of that, I needed to catch up on a credit in order to graduate. I lied for my volunteer hours. I just cheated that. I didn't care. I passed the literacy test with flying colors on the second attempt.
Oh yeah, I got like top score. One of the top scores on that.
Yeah, it's not hard.
I don't know how so many people fucking failed that thing.
I failed it. You know how mad I was?
How?
I failed it. What do you remember? What the maximum, like what you needed?
Yeah.
Was 300 to pass. 295.
Oh yeah, they did that to so many people.
Fuck you. And it goes by 5 points, so I missed by 1.
Yeah.
So I did all that, and then I went into alt ed and I worked my ass off to get all the courses back in order that way I could graduate. So I go in there with 31 credits. I only needed 30. Full volunteer hours that I totally worked for, and then literacy test.
Yeah.
I go in there. The guy next to me is also graduating, getting the same diploma I am. 13 credits, no volunteer hours, failed the literacy test. What the fuck did I work for?
Yeah, I know. But that's the thing, though. They always send them back to the thing. It's just once you get to your 4 years, they'll just give you the fucking thing.
Yeah. That's why you gone. That's all it is now. Before it was you have to work in order to do the shit. Now, I never failed anything in my life until high school.
Yeah.
But I could have.
Yeah.
Wouldn't have mattered.
See, that's the thing. It's and I actually read an interesting thing about this. It'd be another thing for another time. It's a long ass thing, but it was an article, and it was written about baby boomers, how they were the worst fucking generation. Debatable, considering we're in Gen Z right now. But really, baby boomers.
Gen Z is just something we don't know yet. I
Gen
think you have to wait.
We're living Gen Z, dude.
I think we have to wait another at least 15 years to know the full amount of Gen Z and what it's going to be.
Yeah.
Because Gen Z right now, the maximum age realistically is you.
Yeah.
Because I'm a millennial.
like 1 year off.
I'm a millennial. You were the very start.
You were the last millennial. I was the first Gen Z.
Yeah.
Yeah. And but that being said, but baby boomers were the worst ones. Then it was Gen Y. No, it was there was something... Gen X, Gen Y, Gen Z. Because baby boomers were 50s, 60s. Gen X was our grandparents. Y was our parents.
No, because each generation is a span of 18 years.
Yeah.
Because millennials are 1982 until 2000.
Yeah.
It's weird. Me and my mom are both the same.
Because millennials are Gen Y. We just call them millennials. The one before that is Gen X, which is like, you know, like our grandparents, like 40s, 50s, almost 60s type of thing. And then now we have Gen Z. And we fucked up with the millennials because fucking shit, you know?
I don't think the millennials are that bad. I think a lot of people are fucking... Like, there's one big thing going around that people are getting pissed because most millennials are refusing to do internships. Because they want to get paid.
Yeah, they want to work.
Oh my god, how fucking dare they work without money?
It's like, oh, I'm sorry. It's like, here. It's like, hey, this is an unpaid job, but you'll get some exposure. Oh, that's great. My rent is 800 exposures.
Yeah, no shit. Like, thanks. I don't know what I'm meant to do with this. It'll help you years down the line. What am I meant to do until then?
It's like, here, let me just go to my landlord. Hey, listen, you're going to have to pay my rent today, but look at this. Look at this experience I just got.
Look at all this. Look, I will shout you out on my channel. I have 35 subscribers. Listen, you will get so much exposure.
I have, like...
And so many people will want to rent from you. Rent what? You're in the apartment. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, I have 60 followers on Twitter, yo. Let me shout you out real quick. What's your @?
At hashtag pay your rent, faggot bitch.
That would be it, too. It's like, bitch, stop being a freeloader. Yeah, but, you know, it's just that. It's a generational religious and belief problem that's completely fucked over.
Religion is something I've just never gotten behind. Because when I was younger... My mom doesn't believe in shit. She doesn't even believe in atheism because she's just like, fuck religion. Religion is nothing.
Just doesn't give a fuck.
There's nothing to not believe in.
Yeah.
So she never talked about religion at all. Religion was always up to me growing up on what the fuck I wanted.
Yeah. That's always my mom. She's heavy atheist, and she's the one that taught me about a lot of it, so I became atheist because it's fucking correct. But she said, you know, if you want to believe whatever you believe in, go ahead. Like, you know, it's up to you, but here's the facts.
Well, people can believe whatever they want. To me, I don't give a fuck what you believe.
Yeah.
Good job.
Just don't shove it down my throat.
Fuck that. Try. I'm shoving this down your throat.
Yeah, that's what we're doing in this podcast.
You can shove whatever you want down my throat. Anything.
Yeah.
Anything.
anything.
So
Wink, wink.
so any other than not that, but so
Doesn't want to talk about dick.
but you can shove anything down my throat religious wise because
Yeah.
I don't care about that. What I care about is that you are ruining your life for some of this shit.
Oh, yeah,
It
hold on,
doesn't
so-
make sense.
Yeah. What was that train metaphor you did for atheism and religion?
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
I heard it from a comedian. I don't remember who the comedian was, but it's a great joke. So, you have a train. The train is life. Okay.
All right.
In the front of the train, you have atheists. These are generally our scientists and everything like that. Every single atheist in the world is in the front of that train. Then you have the second cart, which is agnostics, who don't get enough flack in the world because agnostics are wishy-washy fucks who, maybe your God and your God are the same God. I don't know whose God it is. Maybe that God and that God had a baby, and that God had sex with a dog, and that dog was God. I don't know.
Let me just point out that you said yourself that your girlfriend is agnostic.
Yeah. I'm just saying what he said.
All right.
I think agnostics are fine.
But
Dumb, but fine. Anyway, so then you have the cart behind.
okay.
That is, by the way, she's agnostic because her whole family is like her mom is heavy religious and her dad doesn't give a fuck. So she's kind of like in the middle and agnostic.
Yeah.
Anyway, so then you have the other cart, which is like 100 million times bigger than the other two, even put together.
Yeah.
And that's every other religion in the world. That's everybody in that cart who's like wearing a hat because they think they have to, and growing a beard because they think they have to, and avoiding certain food because they think they have to.
And being virgins until 35.
So, because of how many fucking people are in that fucking car,
Yeah.
it's moving so fucking slow. Humanity is moving so goddamn slow, technologically and everything. So you have atheists looking down at that pin in that train, just thinking, oh, if I just pull this fucking pin right now, and we just go, everything would be so much better.
I mean,
But I can't.
Yeah.
I can't do it. How am I going to do it? I just want to.
I mean, it's not a question of how you do it. It's just, do you live with yourself?
I mean, if one person did it all...
I mean, you got to think about it though. You know, if this did happen and people were wiping out like religion, you know how many people would sit there and be like, "Oh, I'm atheist, don't kill me," and then religion would just live on. Religion has come in and out so many times, like paganism and Wicca and stuff. That stuff has come in. That's so much older than Christianity, and it's nearly died so many times. Yet it's lived on because it's lived in secrecy. Like Wicca, and paganism, they were magic-based religions. Wicca, if you believe in that and you follow it, you're a witch. Going straight to Hogwarts. But, you know.
You know who else?
What?
Is probably religious?
What?
Logan Paul. Let's talk about some flat Earth shit here.
Alright, let's get back.
So, speaking of Earth's a planet. I want to talk to... This is terrible transitions. I couldn't think of anything else. So, I want to talk to you about something that I learned that was really cool.
Alright, hit me.
So, now, first of all, anyone who's religious will be like, no, that's not real. That does not exist.
You are wrong!
So you know how there's so many planets outside of our galaxy?
Well, of course, billions.
Now, I don't know how the fuck we know this, but we know a few that are, like, really fucked.
Oh, dude, we have telescopes that can see into other galaxies. I think we know.
This is cool. This is cool as shit. There's a planet. It's just, like, 14977-B or something. I don't know, but...
Yeah, it was, they have different code names for it, but yeah, it's one of those
this
things,
one, this is really cool. So you
Yeah.
have, the sun is, like, it's like this. Okay, I don't know.
Yeah, there's hand gestures involved. But
It's really close to the sun, people. So...
But it's a red sun, though.
But it doesn't move. The
Oh.
planet doesn't rotate.
Wait, what?
So the planet stays stationary. I think it rotates, but like slow as fuck.
Yeah.
So now it's so hot on one side, but on the other, it's cold as fuck. Like it's blue-red. It's literally different colors on each half of the planet. It's cool. It rains rocks. Let me explain why. It's so hot.
Yeah.
Like when water evaporates here, it goes into the sky and then it forms clouds and it rains down the water.
Yeah.
It's so hot it's evaporating the rocks. The rocks are going up into the air, creating rock clouds, and raining rocks.
What the fuck?
Now there's another planet.
Yeah.
I don't know, A2977-B. I don't know, whatever the fuck it's called. They're all dumb names.
Wayne's World.
So this one is really cool. The wind goes up to something like 10,000 kilometers an hour.
Yeah.
It's like 5 times the speed of sound.
Yeah.
Is the wind.
Mach 5. Yeah.
Insane levels.
Yeah.
It rains glass sideways. Okay. Like, the glass goes around the whole fucking planet in circles until the storm finishes. If that happened on Earth,
we'd be dead.
Everyone in that radius, because it would be just like a line of the shit happening, would die.
Yeah.
And it's such a cool thing that can never happen here.
Or
and
what
it
was
better
it?
not.
Or what is it? This other planet. I can't remember whether it was at the edge of our galaxy or it was in the neighboring galaxy. It would take like 14 light years to get there.
That'd be out of the galaxy.
Yeah. But it's this red planet, right? And it has a red star. So it's closer than ours, but it has a red star, so it's much weaker.
Yeah.
And it's inhabitable. According to where it is and the samples they have from it. It's not only of size, it has the potential to have liquid water.
Yeah.
And it's in the right spot. So it is inhabitable depending on how the air is.
Yeah, fuck.
And when they did some looking, they found out that through the measurements they were taking, because they were able to look through, they had different things in space and telescopes and everything, they found out it was an ice planet. So with the heat and everything, there's water. There's water there, it's inhabitable, and the whole planet's fucking ice. Whole planet's ice. So it's gonna be cold as fuck, mind you, but it is inhabitable. And so, and I love how Christians were like, we're what's made. God made us. Then explain how there's perfect other life that could be right out there, and we don't know about. And I think the biggest sign that there is intelligent life out there is because that none of it's come to visit us yet. Yeah. I think that's the biggest sign.
That we know of. Fuck knows.
I mean, shit, they're just gonna look at us and be like, so we have this shit, we have fucking terrorists over here blasting people's homes for no fucking reason. We have potheads over here not giving a shit.
Yeah.
And we have the Pope.
Now,
let's get the fuck out of here.
Now, there was another planet, because, like, it was like what you said, this is so cool. Do you know how deep our ocean is?
Thousands of feet deep?
It's, so far as we know, the lowest we've seen is around 12 kilometers deep.
Yeah, that's the Marianas Trench.
Crazy.
Yeah, that's the Marianas Trench.
Deeper. It's somewhere else.
Yeah, I know, it's somewhere, like, around the Marianas Trench, though, because that's where the deepest point is. The deepest point in the ocean is the Marianas Trench.
No, it's something else.
Oh, shit.
The Marianas Trench is like 11.5. There's something that's like just over 12.
Oh, shit, okay.
Now think about, there's insane shit that lives down there. Insane shit.
Shit that we haven't discovered.
Yeah, there's shit that shouldn't be alive, but is. There's a planet.
Yeah.
That's all water.
Yeah.
Now, on our planet, our water is only 0.5% of our entire mass. With, like, if you were to lift the planet somehow. There's a planet that's all water, and it's 10% of its mass is water. Think about that.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
That's a lot of fucking water.
And do you know how deep that shit goes?
Hundreds of thousands of kilometers.
Over 100 kilometers deep. So imagine that. Imagine swimming 100 kilometers down.
You won't. The pressure would kill you.
What fucking lives there?
No, the pressure would kill you before you even got like 1,000.
Pressure would kill you before you got half a kilometer.
I know. I was about to say, yeah, you wouldn't even get a kilometer down before pressure killed you.
Good luck.
Yeah, but then you got to think, there's so much shit at the bottom of the ocean. Like, there's stuff we haven't discovered yet that lives in these points because we can't get there.
We've discovered something. I think the number was like something like 0.00, like 1%. Is how much we've discovered of our ocean, or it's something like 5%. It's something ridiculous.
Oh, it's less than 10%.
It's something stupidly low, because there's so fucking much.
Yeah.
And then when you look at other planets, it's like, well, never mind. I guess we don't have a lot.
You know, and that's the thing too. It's and the quick thing to religion before we go back. I love how God made the perfect Earth, right? So he makes the land masses, and then he says, "So to an angel, put water fucking everywhere." Okay. Oh, the angel. Oh, yeah, that's great, God. So if they're thirsty, have something to drink. Make it undrinkable. What the fuck? Yes. Let's make everything perfect so that someone can just land an island somewhere and they can't fucking drink the water. No, go hunt your own water, bitch.
What do you think of Pangea?
Pangea. Oh, that was an amazing thing. It was probably one of the craziest cultures of life ever.
What?
And it was probably one of the craziest crossovers of life ever, and the most evolution probably happened there just to adapt. Because
Just to clarify, we're talking about the supercontinent, right?
Yes.
Okay, because you said culture or something. I'm like,
no, I
what
said
the fuck are you talking
continent. I
about?
said continent.
Oh,
And but the conditions there constantly changed. Like what was
Yeah.
it? At one point, it was so fucking hot that everything died, or almost everything anyway. And then at this point, it was just the fucking lushest of rainforests, or like the coldest winters.
well,
And
the best thing.
so much evolution came from it
Oh,
because natural selection and just willingness to survive that it changed so much today. If Pangea didn't exist, we would have such a different life today.
Pangea
and honestly-
doesn't exist because dinosaurs didn't happen. The Earth is 2,000 and however the fuck old it is. However old God decides.
Actually, I think the Bible said it was 20,000 years old or something.
it's something
I
weird.
love how it's 20,000 years old, yet we find human settlements from like 30, 40 years ago. 30,000 years ago.
I was gonna say 30, 40 years ago.
No,
Damn, that's
that's
people
like-
living down the street.
Yeah, I know. But they're ancient history, too.
Yeah, fucking dick.
But, yeah, for the 34,000 years ago, you have early humans. Like, and I don't mean, like, Homo sapiens, but I mean, like, Australopithecus afarensis, Homo erectus.
Yeah, I know
different
what you mean.
little things like that. But, and that was evolution all on its own, too. Because, how do you think Australopithecus afarensis and everything else evolved into Homo sapiens while the more dominant species like Homo erectus and everything else died off?
I think it's just because people and animals evolve due to the conditions they're in. You know?
There was that too, but there was also another thing. Because while Australopithecus afarensis, which did die, but everything else that made it into Homo sapiens, they were smaller than everything else, but they stuck together. They made culture
Yeah,
and
you
they
have to.
understood things. And they learned. Everything else was just died off out of solitary life.
When you think about it,
But-
people are probably the weakest species ever.
But
You
we're
take
also the
away-
mightiest.
You take away clothes, weapons, everything, throw a guy in the wild. Good luck.
I mean, that's what happened before. We figured it out.
You would have to evolve into it, right?
Yeah,
it wouldn't
you'd
just.
have to adapt.
You would have to figure
That's
out
actually
how to stay warm.
You see, like elephants have size, sharks have speed and stealth,
Yep.
tigers have claws and teeth.
Tigers are fucking huge.
Yeah, they're
too.
like 8 feet long, not even including the tail.
They're like over a ton, I think.
They're like
I could
almost
be
a ton,
wrong.
but they are the largest land cat.
Yeah,
But and snakes,
any cat.
snakes,
Any cat. There's no water
yeah, but
cats other than
snakes,
catfish.
yeah, but snakes have deadly venom. They all have tools. Humans was their intellect, which is obviously the big one, but I think
Yeah.
that one of their best tools, the greatest one they have, is the adaptability. We have the adaptability to survive to anything if we really chose to.
I think the best thing is our mind.
Yeah.
Because
That's
like,
where it comes
with,
from.
With most of those animals you just named, I can name tricks for you to like beat them all. A lion.
Yeah.
Do you know how you get a lion to fuck off? If a lion looks like it's about to attack you, you lift your jacket, you go like this, you look big as shit, and you make loud, intimidating sounds, and the lion will think, no, I'll find something easier.
No, it depends too, because there's been a lot of times where people have tried that, but if you're in their territory and they need to defend their turf and they see you as a threat, it doesn't matter
depends.
how big you are, they're gonna fucking try.
It depends.
That's why you have how many, like, lions, actually. If the male lions are protecting the pride, like the
Yeah.
male, and another male comes in, it doesn't matter how big the other male is. It could be twice the size, that littler male is still gonna fight, because it's defending.
Yeah.
And if the little one loses, the bigger one just comes and kills all the cubs and mates with the women.
It's just fucked.
Just
Like,
like the Bible.
Like my favorite one is, you know how you see people with bulls? Do you know how you make a bull fuck off?
How?
It's the coolest shit ever. Don't run. Bulls are colorblind.
Yeah.
Bulls don't hate the color red. Bulls don't hate anything. They hate movement.
Yeah.
You stand still, take off your hat, you take off your shirt, you take off whatever, you move it, you throw it as far as you can. The bull will run to that.
Yeah.
Then you get the fuck out of there.
Yeah.
You get the fuck out of there.
Because, like, it's just gonna be somebody wants to just you're gonna get fucking smashed, dude. Like, have you seen some of the bullfighting injuries and shit?
Yeah,
Like, they will get, like, horns up through their necks and shit into their skulls and die. And then what? They just kill, or some that live, they'll just what? Kill bulls for no fucking reason.
I don't know why.
We're going on a tangent here, but it's adaptability and culture that has either kept us alive and has now warped us to where we are now, to which now we think the Earth is fucking flat.
You know what? I think that the best way to end this podcast, because it's becoming that time, is to finish off on one final note.
Yeah, of course.
The Earth
is round.
Is a triangle. That's it.
And that's the end of the podcast. I hope you guys enjoyed listening. I like you more than a friend, and I'll see you in the next one.
Peace.
The podcast you just heard was made using Anchor. Ever thought about making your own podcast? Anchor makes it really easy for anyone to get started. It's a one-stop shop for recording, hosting, and distributing podcasts. Best of all, it's 100% free. Sign up now at anchor.fm/new. That's anchor.fm/new